Alright, real quick today I'm going to go over some of the things I believe you need for archery hunting. They're not necessarily everything you need, but just kind of what I think. There's a lot of other things people are going to need. This is kind of just a basic intro. As you begin to archery hunt, you'll find out that this works, that doesn't work. There's different methods, different ways of going about things. I've gone the loop at a couple of different things. Started with one thing, went around, and then back up at it. So the first thing you're obviously going to need is your bow. What your choice. So I chose a compound bow. I've shot recurve bows. There's also traditional and long bows you can go with. This one's going to shoot your farthest most accurately. The other ones have their different benefits. They're quicker draws. You don't have to hold as long. So this is what you're going to want. You want a bow of some kind, and then you're going to have to find all your different parts. So with a compound bow, you're going to need a sight, a rest, releases, or finger release. With the traditional, you're going to need finger releases or just a normal release. So you can kind of go that route, kind of explore what you want. If you have any questions about what is what or what something does, let me know. The next thing that I believe is a must is a rangefinder. Unless you're sitting in a tree stand and you already know your range, but still, I think a rangefinder is a big thing. I hunted a year or two without one, and it was a disaster. I never knew how far things were. There's a lot of shots I didn't take that I could have taken. I thought they were farther than my capabilities, and so I let them go, and then I had my buddy bring down his rangefinder, and he told me, well, that was well within your range. So definitely a rangefinder. So those are the two main things. Some of the other things that I always take are a call, depending on what I am hunting. So I've got my elk call for when I'm elk hunting, and I've got my deer grunt tube where I'm hunting for deer to get them to stop, call them in. I normally don't carry a deer one, but I always have it with me. When I'm elk hunting, I always have some kind of a call. I've got 4 different kinds. I always take one. If you're hunting antelope, you're going to want a little bit different thing, maybe a decoy or a grunt tube as well. If you're hunting coyotes, you're going to want to have a howler, something along those lines. The next thing that, and kind of in my preference order, is a nice pair of binoculars. Like I said, you don't need them depending on where you're hunting. Mine are vital to when and where I'm hunting. I hunt a lot of open range out in the west, and so you need to be able to see what you're going after before you actually go after it, or else you're going to waste a lot of time. My most recent purchase out of 20 years of hunting, I barely got to this one as a range or a spotting scope. This one I think is going to be a game changer, because a lot of times I see a deer that I think is good, but I don't know. This will make it so it takes off miles off my season every year. And then you have your different kinds of packs. I have a day pack, which is a little bit smaller, about this big. It's got my food, my water, my knife in it. When you're hunting, you're also going to want your knife. It's got game bags in it. It's got just different foods, medicines, bandages. And then I have my week-long pack that is full of my clothes and my extra socks, my boots. Those two, they connect together, so that when I'm hiking, I can put my week-long pack on, my day pack's on the other side, and that way if I see something, I can undo them and leave my week-long pack there and take off down the hill with my day pack. If you're doing long-term hunts, you're going to want your tent or tarp, a sleeping bag, something to sleep on. And so these are kind of some of the basics of what I look for when I'm hunting. But every single time that I go out, my bow goes with me, and my rangefinder goes with me, and my knife. Those are the 3 things that I always take, even if I'm just going for a drive to get some firewood or something. Those 3 things always go with me during hunting season. Everything else is kind of just a necessity or an accessory. You'll find different broadheads do different things, fly better out of your bow, different tips. So if you have any questions or comments, kind of what I prefer, what method I think you should go about depending on your archery style, let me know, and I can give you my advice, and then you can take it with a grain of salt and change it, manipulate it, or take it for what it's worth. Thanks.